Hello, everyone. Welcome to week one, lecture one. Before we get started, I wanted to review this beautiful verse with all of you. The Lord is a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. And that's from Psalm 9:9. This week, we're going to be looking at serotonin. Now, as most of you probably know, serotonin is one of the most important neurotransmitters influencing mental health. Serotonin, also known as 5-hydroxytryptophan or 5-HT, is a monoamine neurotransmitter. It also acts as a hormone. A monoamine neurotransmitter are neurotransmitters that have one amino group connected to two carbon chains, and an amine or any member of a family of nitrogen-containing organic compounds that is derived from ammonia. And it functions in both the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. It acts in the form of a hormone, neurotransmitter in our body, and it can also act as a mitogen. And a mitogen is a small bioactive protein or peptide that induces a cell to begin cell division and enhances that rate of cell division. And believe it or not, I think this is interesting. And when you get into pharmacology, you'll learn more about this. But the highest concentration of serotonin is in the enterochroformin cells of the gastrointestinal tract. With smaller amounts in the central nervous system. Serotonin induces changes in the cell by its action on serotonergic receptors. And as I shared, 90% of serotonin receptors are found in the gut. Biological function of serotonin plays several roles in the human body, such as influencing learning, memory, happiness, and reward, as well as physiological processes such as the regulation of sleep, behavior, and appetite. Serotonin plays a significant role in the pharmacodynamic activities of antidepressants, such as SSRIs or SNRIs, also known as selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors and selective norepinephrine reuptake inhibitors. This compound is not only found in mammals, but it's also present in insects, plants, and believe it or not, fungi. Therefore, the consumption of these organisms can affect serotonin levels in humans, occasionally leading to adverse effects. As you have probably all heard of this, serotonin is derived from tryptophan and is sometimes referred to as the calming neurotransmitter. It's a major neurotransmitter implicated in mood and anxiety disorders. So, some common psychiatric disorders associated with serotonin. Dysregulation results in irritability, hostility, sleep dysregulation, anxiety, depression, decreased interest in sexual relations. Serotonin plays a significant role in the nervous system and therefore largely affects mood. In the brain, serotonin changes mood, anxiety, and happiness by increasing nerve stimulation and electrical impulses. Drugs like ecstasy and LSD increase the level of serotonin in the brain to reduce effects like increased appetite, increased sexual drive, euphoria, and even hallucinations. So, symptoms of excessive serotonin can cause sedation, in, increase aggression, and rarely hallucinations. And here we're looking at the serotonin pathway in the brain. In the central nervous system, serotonin, I wanted to just get my pointer out. Here it is. That's the Raphe nucleus. So in the central nervous system, serotonin is almost exclusively produced in neurons originating in the Raphe nuclei, located in the midline of the brainstem. These serotonin-producing neurons form the largest and most complete afferent system, meaning conducting away from, in the human brain. So these serotonin-producing neurons form the largest and most complex afferent system in the human brain. The most caudal raphe innervate, the spinal cord, while the more rostral raphe, the dorsal raphe nucleus, and the medial raphe nucleus innervate much of the rest of the central nervous system by diffuse projections. Indeed, virtually every cell in the brain is close to a serotonergic fiber, and nearly all behaviors, as well as many other brain functions, are regulated by serotonin. Not surprisingly, then, serotonin receptors and transporters are a major focus of drug development, and many current medications modulate serotonin neurotransmitter. Also important to know and remember that there are at least 15 that we know of so far 5-HT subfamilies or serotonin subfamilies. Some of these 5-HT receptors are targets for certain medications that treat depression, migraines, and anxiety.